Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Can You Survive All Stars, the newly merged Talawalla tribe is now filing in behind me. Although instead of being one giant group of 12, they are two smaller groups of 6 that will each be participating in a tribal council. So we are going to have one chit chat session
Folks on the yellow
and 2 votes.
to the left,
Jazzy,
6 seats over here.
Nina, Albie, Deanna, Bobby, and Kendall.
Sit in the 6 seats to my right.
And here we have the next group: Lauren, Ned, Kaylee, Taylor, Alan, and Alicia.
We'll now bring in our jury. Yeah! Isaiah cleaned up, voted out at our last tribal council. All right. We'll start over here with our immunity necklace wearers. Alan, I think I saw you break down in tears when you won that necklace. I mean, just talk about how much this meant to you.
You're gonna get me emotional now. I don't know what it was about this right now, but it probably is the most important and memorable immunity win that I've had in these games. And we're at 12, so I guess that shows like how meaningful it is just to wear it, especially when we're going from 12 to 10. I'm just very grateful and happy to survive this round.
Yeah, Taylor, I mean, you could have very well earned it the normal way with a really strong performance there, but you ended up getting it from the food chain twist. I mean, what does that say about your social standing that no one is upset about you having this necklace?
I'm honestly shocked. Like, I can't thank this tribe enough. Like, honestly, I wish I could break this off into pieces because this whole tribe won that immunity, that challenge, and I'm grateful for them. But then to just turn around and for everyone to just gift this to me, like, I wasn't expecting it. Truly, everyone here is an iconic player, and as Alan said, like, this is a scary vote, and just to feel safe is gratifying. Just because, again, we're all fighting for our life here, and I'm very humbled.
Yeah. And Ned, I noticed during the food chain, you were asking to be selected to not receive, but then to get the power to effectively make that final decision. Talk me through that decision. You didn't want this necklace?
I mean, like, it's not like that. I would love the necklace, but I feel like emotions were running high after last tribal. I don't think it's a surprise. And second of all, Taylor full stop won our team that first round. And so there was no universe in which, like, I think the other person was Kendall, and I feel really sure that if Kaylee had picked Kendall and she like like Taylor was getting
like
it.
you
No
were
matter
out there
what.
for so long, you earned it.
Yeah.
I can't even do that challenge.
Okay, that's fair. Lauren, the kind of bad news about that is that both idol necklaces ended up on one group of 6 here, so it really narrows the options down to you four. Do you feel like you're boxed in? Did it make the kind of conversations a lot more difficult with how few options there are left?
Kinda. I feel like in every tribal council, there's not more than 4 names that get out there. So 4 options. Those were just like the names. I don't think Ned's was really out there at all, but yeah, I don't think it felt very different, just because it would be crazy to have more names.
Yeah. So I guess the implication then, Kaylee and Alicia, that your names were out there. Kaylee, I mean, what were your pitches to the rest of the group here for why you should remain in this game?
Yeah, it's really hard because you're having different conversations with different people, and they're saying that other people are saying different things. So it just gets very complicated. I don't know that I had a strong pitch, if I'm being totally honest. I was more focused on, like, okay, do I have a shot with some numbers here? And I hope I'm on the right side of that and not causing more confusion.
Okay. Alicia, did any of the pitch kind of involve trying to plan for what this other group was going to do and kind of preemptively kind of planning for 2 votes?
That could have been smart, actually. No. And I was like, oh, think about that.
Maybe in All Stars
Nope.
too.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I think it's hard because in this game, you can't really say like so and so is a small threat or a bigger threat or someone you can easily get out because everyone is threatening. And I think, like I said a couple tribals ago, it's just like whose games can overlap for the time being and working together and hoping that you're a part of that path.
Yeah, interesting. All right, I'll turn my gaze over to the other group here. Bobby, last night we had, something unique in CYS in that we came to the merge group and delivered loved one letters to you all. Can you kind of talk through just how meaningful that was to you and the group?
Thanks for picking me for that. It was honestly incredibly emotional. I got a picture of me and my kids. I cut it out so I can have it on my eyes whenever I need it around me. Love you, Isla. Love you, Emery. And I mean, I think it meant so much to everybody. It really did. And it's just funny that it's been like 4 days and I've been away from my wife and kids for more than 4 days before. And I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get home. But it helped a lot to remember why we're here. It helped a lot to remember why we do this. And it also helped a lot to remember the people that make the sacrifices to let us play these games. Because my wife is down in Long Island right now with the kids without me doing all that, right? And I'm sure everybody else has that with their loved ones. We did also, I also got one from Travis, which is a huge surprise. I wasn't expecting that. And then we did get some hilarious ones. Like Nina got one from the worms that she did not eat in season 2. So it was a good mix, but it was very emotional. We were already having a very emotional night, a very deep night, and I think that kind of helped bring that all together. And
Yeah.
we really appreciate it.
I appreciate that, Bobby. Nina, does that make it even more difficult to come in today and kind of have to make these tough decisions? Or do you feel like that was a perfect kind of level set where you're sharing all that information and everyone kind of agreed, hey, game on?
I think it was perfect timing. I think it felt very united with everyone in the merge, and we got all this food, and that was amazing. And it was just like a cherry on top of the cake. And it's like we can just enjoy tonight and just play on tomorrow. And that's what we can do now.
Yeah. Kendall, you made an interesting decision at the last tribal council in front of everyone to pick up the paper. Do you feel like that's put you at risk at all here?
Potentially. I talked about it with the tribes, and I think they understand why I did it. So
Okay. Brianna, no necklace on this group makes this a really interesting decision. Was that an added stressor knowing that absolutely no one is immune here and you're kind of all at risk?
I wouldn't say necessarily. I felt like there was just a lot of chat between just very few names. So I wouldn't say like having no necklaces made it. I don't know if the necklaces would have impacted it as much. I mean, if a few people got it, maybe, but I don't think it would have had as impact.
Okay. Albie, your name was tossed out at the last tribal council. We heard a lot of kind of, back and forth there. Do you feel like your name is still in people's mouths heading into this tribal?
I think everybody's name is in everybody's mouth. I think people will do anything to survive, and they will throw anybody under the bus or, try to save their own game, which I respect. It is all stars, and when the people are on the jury, I think that's what they're going to be looking for.
Yeah. Jazzy, it is all stars, and a lot of these people here, probably have deservedly high egos, right? Earned. Do you feel like you're having to, massage people's egos in this game more maybe than a normal game?
I feel like I'm focusing more on massaging my own ego. I mean, it's not secret that I have a long history of playing pretty chaotic games. And the past 2 games for CYS, I've come in and very intentionally tried to not be chaotic because it hasn't worked out for me. So I've really been focusing on my ego, and admittedly, I have a huge ego. It's fine.
Okay, that's a great answer. Unless anyone has anything to say from either group, we will get to the vote. We'll have this entire group go first, and then you will vote as well, and I will read one after the other, okay? All right, we will start. We'll start with you, Albie.
All right, let's head on away to chit chat about everything we just heard. All right, y'all. So one tribal council, but double the tea time. We will be talking about each group individually and like a little few hints of like crossover here and there. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm just power walking over to make sure we have enough time to get through everything. Okay, I am excited. All right, so strap in, y'all, and welcome to tea time. So, okay, so let's start with the quote unquote. I don't know if they're yellow or red. I think they're red. I don't know. It's hard to say. They have 1,000 buffs because they swapped so many times. So who's to say? But we're calling them the red team, aka the team that won the last challenge and has the 2 necklaces, which consists of course, Alan, who won the necklace, Taylor, who won the food chain necklace, Lauren, Kaylee, Alicia, and Ned. So, all right. So let's strap in. So, okay. All right. So, okay. Let's start with. Ooh, sorry. Sorry, my mic went away. Okay, we're back. Okay, let's start with Lauren and Alicia. So Lauren and Alicia have not really like talked game this entire game. They've not really like strategized, and that's not a surprise because I think they've been on different tribes almost the entire time. Um, so it's like not a shock that they haven't really come together. Lauren was primarily on Yellow Foggy, Alicia primarily on Red Dorso. So they haven't really had a chance to work together too much, but they're finally talking game, and we're floating the idea of, uh, like, Lauren was floating the idea of, like, hey, maybe we could vote Kaylee together, maybe we could pull some people in. And Alicia was like, yeah, like, I think we could do that. But that's actually, like, not true on Alicia's part. Um, Alicia actually wants to pull Ned, Kaylee, and Alan together to get Lauren out. So there is that. Now, Lauren feels really good and solid with Taylor, Alan, and Ned as well. So she has a 4. I think she was just trying to, and I think Lauren was just maybe trying to like let Alicia in on the plan. So it was like a unanimous. Oh my God, there is something like actively crawling in those woods. Okay, it's fine. Um, Sorry. She feels good with Taylor, and Alan, and Ned, and of course hoping to vote Kaylee. And so I think she's just trying to like, pull in Alicia and not have it be like, a shock or like a blindside. Maybe just like, let her know. However, the people that she feels good with, I hate to reveal this, but at least 2 of them are coming for her this round. Ned is wanting to target Lauren because she's such a challenge beast. She's really, really good at them. He's looking forward to the rest of the game and realizing like, hey, we can't have that here. We need people that like, I need people that I can beat in challenges, basically, and doesn't feel that Lauren is one of those people because she's so strong. Speaking of Ned, he's describing his approach this like early merge stage as driver's ed. He's the driver's ed teacher, and he's letting the students drive, but he can take control of the wheel again at any time should he need to step in. Um, Speaking of Ned, Ned is sitting pretty, has firmed up a final 2 deal with Kaylee, and Kaylee and Taylor have approached him for a final 3 as well. However, unbeknownst to Ned, Kaylee, Taylor, and Jazzy from the other group are the Spice Girls. So they have a solid group there. However, also has a super tight alliance with Alan, which I don't think I knew before this, which is exciting. Speaking of Alan, Alan is also potentially targeting Lauren this round. He realizes like she's not an ideal juror to have on the jury for him due to their history in Blood versus Water, where he blindsided her and her boyfriend Ben, who was voted out earlier in this game. But kind of feels like, you know what? I mean, if I blindside her here, I already blindsided her there. I don't know that I'm getting her vote anyway, so I can't play that way. I have to focus elsewhere. Alan literally already considering who's going to make up the jury and whose votes he could possibly get, and there's 12 people winner behavior. And it's crazy to me that like he's doing all that while Lauren feels so solid with him and like has no idea that he is thinking that or feeling that way. So it's like, yeah. So there's that. Let's see. Moving on over to, okay, no, not moving yet, but all right, Kaylee, let's discuss her. Again, that is the target that Lauren wants. Oh my God, this is spicy, y'all. So, Kaylee is now the only player. Well, okay, so sorry, Alan has an idol, if we remember. Isaiah knew about it. Isaiah told Ned and Jordan early on. So Ned is in this group and knows, but Alan and Ned are super tight. Um, Kaylee now also knows about that idol because Isaiah told her before he got voted out. So Kaylee is not as close with Alan, but like if she feels like Alan is coming for her, she might try to like blackmail Alan over the idol and like saying like, hey, like please don't come for me, or like I will out your idol to everyone. So like wild and like all-star behavior is crazy. So there is that side. Let's now rush over to the other maybe yellow team. I don't know. The other team consisting of Albie, Bobby, Jazzy, Nina, Kendall, and Brianna. Of course, none of them have any necklaces, so technically it could be any of them, although actually it's between three of them. So we'll start out this one by saying, so right after they lost the challenge, so they did not get to compete for an individual immunity. And right after that, with tensions running high. Okay, is this? Oh, they're still like in the. Oh my God, y'all. We're like doing so well on timing. Okay, sorry. Okay, so right after that tribal, Brianna ended up calling out Jazzy for throwing that challenge. Accused her of like throwing it. Remember, like she and Bobby were, or Jazzy and Bobby were working on it at the beginning, like, and couldn't figure it out, so they had to trade out with other people and give the other two groups a shot to go. Jazzy was like, I would never throw a challenge. I would never do that. Like, I don't like absolutely not. I don't think so. Well, unbeknownst to them and everyone, Bobby was actually the one that threw that challenge. Because Bobby did not want his tribe participating in that second portion of the challenge, the individual immunity portion with the circle and the ball, because Bobby's really, really good at that one. And Bobby was like, well, if our group has a shot at a necklace, I'm going to have to win it because I don't want anyone else to have it. And then I'm going to show that I'm like, it's going to be emphasized that I'm a huge challenge threat. So Bobby wanted to kind of like lower his threat level, manage his threat level, all-star behavior, by like not competing so that all eyes wouldn't be on him as they did that. And we saw all eyes were on Taylor and Alan for a long time. So that was correct. Now, speaking of Bobby's threat level, Nina has been like knows that everyone is still viewing Bobby as a challenge threat. So like he's trying to lower it. It's probably being a little successful, but I don't know how super successful. But Nina was cracking up because she was like, well, I guess everyone forgot how in season 2 I won all the immunity challenge, like so many immunity challenges and beat Bobby every time, but no one remembers. So Nina is like a sneaky, I guess, sneaky challenge threat or like an under the radar challenge threat, but Nina is incredible at challenges. Um, and oh my gosh, so this is crazy, y'all. So Nina's number 1 in this game right now is Alan. Her number 2 is Bobby. However, she has noted that now, like at this stage in the game, she's gonna start having to like lie to Bobby about like his name coming out of people's mouths and how he's a target, so that he will like jump into like work mode and getting things done and getting hit like the target off of him that like doesn't exist, and so that he can start doing more of the dirty work in their alliance because she doesn't want to catch as much heat. Um, yes. Speaking of heat, if we will recall, Nina still has the hit list of Alicia, Brianna, and Albie. And she is hoping that perhaps um, they can do a hashtag Survivor Blindside on Brianna this round. She's also hoping that Alicia goes on the other tribe, which, as we know, is not going to be happening unless some crazy thing that I have no idea about happened. But her number like ones on the hit list were Brianna and Alicia, and like secondary to that is Albie. So she's hoping that they can pull that off. Now, speaking of Brianna entered this round like knowing the vote was thinking that the vote was going to be between her and Jazzy. So I think that's why perhaps she like called Jazzy out and like was doing that to try and maybe like cause some drama, maybe like point some eyes in Jazzy's direction. She's doing a lot because Brianna also separately approached Albie Bobby about a Nina vote, but they told her that they wouldn't vote for that unless Kendall agreed to do so and didn't think that Kendall would. Now, speaking of Kendall, she's being called a power player according to Albie. And remember, Kendall and Albie are really close. I think they're a duo. I mean, Kendall is a power player. I mean, she literally picked up a bank of vote in full view of everyone and is not a target at this tribal council at all. She's super excited because her other number one, Kaylee, in this game also has a bank of vote that only the two of them know about. So she's hoping that they can combine them at a future tribal council and do something like super impactful. Yeah. Let's see. I think the only other thing to say is Albie is on the side. Albie is just a little nervous because he caught votes, but I think like he's feeling like, he has enough people to maneuver here. Remember, he's super close with Bobby. He's been working closely with Nina. He's super close with Kendall, so he's feeling nervous, but it's just like a normal level of nerves. It's not like oh my gosh, we've got to really do crazy stuff. Oh, actually, sorry. Speaking of Bobby and Nina again, so they are actually also a super tight duo. They've had like a roller coaster relationship. Bobby voted Nina out of the game initially before Nina battled back and re-entered the game. And so they've now like mended fences and they've decided that they're gonna like play up that like they're still beefing, like Nina's still beefing about it and that Bobby and her aren't close. So they've been avoiding each other like intentionally, like physically just staying away from each other. But they're actually a duo that they don't want anyone to see coming. And so they're gonna avoid each other for the next few rounds, and then hopefully like kind of like meet up, so to speak, and like really make some stuff happen. So yeah. Yeah. So very exciting stuff. We will head on out because I saw that Cam is going to get the votes. And yeah, excellent session, y'all. Okay, cool. I like love how this cast seems to be like supporting each other with all the wins. Like I loved seeing how like everyone was like cheering for Kendall a few rounds ago. Everyone was like cheering for Taylor and was like, yeah, absolutely, Taylor should get that necklace. Because Taylor acted as the caller for the challenge that her team won and was like the reason they won. So it was like really nice of them to like show her that respect and like thank her for that. And she of course also was the second was like down to the last two to actually win it herself. So I thought that was really cool and fitting that they would, do that. That seemed like a respect thing, which was cool. Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate it. I try my best for y'all and for the players so that they can, watch everything back when they get back home. And so that all their loved ones already know what's going on when they call them. All right, Cam is away to tally the votes. So we'll just do one of those check-ins I always do where I say everyone's name and they can shout things out if they want or not. So here's Albie. Jazzy, Brianna, Nina, Bobby,
Hi, Travis.
Kendall, Taylor,
Hi, Nick.
Lauren, Alan,
Miss you, boys.
Ned, Alicia,
Hi, Sam.
and Kaylee.
Brad, come on.
With Isaiah looking on silently as the very first member of our jury. And here's Cam with the votes.
All right. Before I read both sets of votes, I'll ask the whole group if there are any hidden immunity idols to be played. Now would be the time to do so. Okay, I'll get to this vote first. First vote, Jazzy. Second vote, Brianna. Third vote, Brianna. Fourth vote, Brianna. Fifth vote, and the second member of our jury, Brianna. That's four, that's enough. Brianna, I'm sorry to say, the tribe has spoken. I'll have you stand over there with Isaiah.
Has it? Because I
Come on. There we go. I'll have you stand with Isaiah while we read the
The
second
flame
set of votes.
fighting for its life here, trying to stay alive.
All right. We'll now get to your vote. First vote, Lauren. Second vote, Alicia. Third vote, Lauren. Fourth vote, Lauren. Fifth vote, and the third member of our jury, Lauren. That's four, that's enough.
sorry.
Lauren, I'm sorry to say, the tribe has spoken. It's not working today. There we go.
It's because they're all stars, so their flames are extra bright.
Yes. And I just filled them. All right, we will have the tribe head out this way.
All right, and with that,
In the challenge field.
they are back into the Talawalla tribe. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining another tribal council. I believe we are breaking for lunch. Okay, I'm just getting some info so I know when to have it. We're breaking for lunch for how many minutes? Okay, cool. So we'll aim to be back in 1 hour. You will, I guess this is like an intermission, a little lunchtime. Go get a snack, go hydrate, go do some work if you have jobs that you're doing right now. Uh, and be back here in about an hour. And I, of course, will let everyone know in our viewers lounge when we're going live. So thanks everyone for sticking with us. This is truly proving to be quite an all-star game and we are loving it. So we hope you continue to join us in about an hour. See you all.